Welcome to Fun Facts Daily, your source for just the good stuff. Monday through Friday, we're bringing fun facts and news you can use, all carefully curated to uplift and inform. So give yourself a break, relax, and learn something awesome in just a few minutes every day. Hi everyone, I'm Kyle Wood. Today we're going to be learning all about Nordic combined, one of the most challenging sports of the Winter Olympics. But before we get into the facts, let's warm up our brains with a little challenge to see if you can tell fact from fiction. Consider this. Nordic combined is two events in one. The athletes ski jump and cross-country ski. With it being a combined race, many people think the competitors land the jump, then go straight into cross-country mode and sprint to the finish. What do you think? Are the two events literally combined with no break in between? Does Nordic combined have skis that strike the perfect balance, wide enough to create lift for the jump, but slim enough to glide through the rest of the race? We'll find out at the end of the episode. Now for your word of the day. Our word for today is anaerobic. That's ANAEROBIC. Anaerobic describes exercise that's so intense your body can't pull oxygen fast enough to keep up with the energy demand. When an athlete goes anaerobic, their muscles start burning stored energy without the help of oxygen, which produces a byproduct called lactic acid. This is what causes that famous burning sensation in your legs when you're sprinting as hard as you possibly can. The word comes from Greek roots an, meaning without, and air, A-E-R, meaning air. In the context of Nordic combined, the final cross-country ski race is a masterclass in anaerobic endurance. While the first part of the race might be steady, the final dash to the finish line requires the athletes to push their bodies into a state where they're literally running on empty, relying on pure mental toughness to keep their legs moving when their muscles are screaming for air. Time for your daily high five, our top 5 fun facts about Nordic combined. Number 1. Nordic combined was originally designed to find the ultimate super soldier. While we see it as an Olympic sport today, the roots of Nordic combined are actually found in the 18th century Norwegian military. Soldiers needed to be able to move quickly across vast distances of snowy wilderness to deliver messages or scout terrain, which required immense endurance. But they also encountered steep cliffs and obstacles that required the explosive power and, frankly, the courage of jumping. The first major public competition took place in 1892 at the Holmenkollen Ski Festival in Oslo, where it was the premier event for the weekend. For a long time, being a Nordic combined athlete was seen as the highest honor in skiing because it proved you weren't just a specialist, you were a complete master of the mountains. It wasn't until much later that ski jumping and cross-country skiing became popular as separate Olympic events. Number 2. The Gunderson method gave Nordic combined that classic drama of a race to the finish line. Before the 1980s, athletes would jump and ski, then wait for the officials to calculate a complicated mathematical score to see who won. This was often confusing for fans because the person who finished the ski race first might actually end up in 5th place once the jumping points were added. Everything changed when a Norwegian skier named Gunnar Gundersen invented a system that converts jumping points directly into seconds of a head start for the cross-country race. Under this method, the winner of the ski jumping round starts the cross-country race at the 0 mark. Every point the other athletes trail by is converted into a specific time delay, meaning that they start several seconds or even minutes later. This turned the final leg of the event into a pursuit where the physical reality of the race matches the standings. It created a high-stakes environment where athletes can actually look over their shoulders and know exactly how much of a lead they have left. Number 3. To succeed at Nordic Combined, athletes have to basically balance two completely opposite body types in one. To be a great ski jumper, you generally want to be very lean and light so that gravity doesn't pull you down so quickly and you can fly further. On the flip side, cross-country skiing is an incredibly grueling endurance sport that requires powerful muscles and a high lung capacity to push through 10 kilometers of uphill terrain. This creates a sort of physical paradox where training for one discipline can often make you worse at the other. It's largely fueled by two different types of muscle fibers: slow twitch type 1 and fast twitch type 2. Slow twitch fibers are for endurance. They're packed with mitochondria and myoglobin, using oxygen to power long activities like marathons, but they lack the explosive power for sprinting. Fast twitch fibers are the powerhouse muscles used for sprinting and jumping, offering massive force, but they fatigue very quickly once lactic acid builds up. To develop these muscles, athletes use vastly different routines. Long, steady runs or swims build up the slow twitch fibers, while explosive, plyometric exercises like box jumps and heavy, low-rep weightlifting are required to grow those fast twitch fibers. Most elite Nordic Combined athletes find a middle ground, training about 2/3 as much for endurance as a dedicated cross-country skier would, while they still spend half their time practicing the explosive, technical mechanics of the jump. They have to carefully manage their body weight to remain aerodynamic while maintaining enough muscle mass to handle the grueling 10-kilometer race. It's a delicate balancing act of biological engineering that requires very careful and thoughtful exercise routines. Number 4. Nordic Combined is one of the original 6 sports from the very first Winter Olympics. When the first Winter Games were held in Chamonix, France in 1924, Nordic Combined was one of the events. It's actually been included in every single Winter Olympics since then, making it one of the most enduring traditions in winter sports history. For the first few decades of the Olympics, Norway was so dominant in the sport that they swept all 3 medals, gold, silver, and bronze, in 4 different Olympic Games. The tradition of the event has preserved many of the old Nordic values of the Games, emphasizing all-around athleticism over specialization. Even as other modern sports like snowboarding and freestyle skiing have been added, Nordic Combined remains the classic heartbeat of the Winter Olympics. It serves as a bridge between the ancient history of skiing as a way of life and the modern era of high-tech athletic performance. And our 5th and final fun fact for today: winning Olympic gold is obviously always great, but winning at the Holmenkollen is often considered even more prestigious. The Winter Olympics is a major spectacle every 4 years, but the Holmenkollen Ski Festival in Norway happens every year, and it's known as the Wimbledon of skiing. Since 1892, this venue has hosted the most famous Nordic Combined race in the world, often in front of over 100,000 screaming fans. In Norway, the winner of the Nordic Combined event at Holmenkollen gets the hero treatment, even being greeted by the King of Norway. The course is legendary for being one of the most difficult in the world, featuring the Helner Hill, a climb so steep it pushes even the best athletes to their absolute limit. Many athletes say that the atmosphere, with fans camping out in the woods overnight and lighting bonfires along the track, is just unlike anything else in the sport. For a Nordic Combined athlete, having your name engraved on the Holmenkollen trophy is the ultimate achievement. Now for some news you can use. One thing we can all learn from the Nordic Combined athletes is the importance of being well-rounded. Many of us get into a sort of fitness rut where we visit the gym and use the same machines every single time. While consistency is great, sticking to just one type of exercise can leave your body unbalanced. You might develop impressive strength and big muscles in your arms, but still find yourself getting winded after a flight of stairs or unable to touch your toes because you're lacking in other components of fitness like endurance or flexibility. An easy way to fix this is by alternating your training days between resistance or weights and cardiovascular exercises. For example, if you lift weights on Monday, try a 20-minute brisk walk, swim, or bike ride on Tuesday. This cross-training approach helps you make sure that you're developing both your fast twitch muscles for power and your slow twitch muscles for heart health and endurance, while also giving your joints a break from the repetitive motions. Of course, I do have to point out, this is not medical advice. I'm not a medical professional. Always consult your doctor before starting or changing a fitness routine to make sure it's safe and appropriate for your specific health needs. Finally, the moment you've been waiting for. At the beginning of the episode, I asked, do you think the Nordic combined athletes land their jump and go straight into the race for the finish? Well, this is a fallacy. In reality, while it's called Nordic combined, the two events are separated. There's a break of several hours, and the equipment is actually completely different for both parts. Jumping skis are massive, up to 145% of the athlete's height, and they're very wide, specifically designed to catch the wind like a wing. Cross-country skis, though, are thin, lightweight, and built for speed and glide. Jumping in them would be just impossible, and racing 10 kilometers in jumping skis would be like running a marathon in clown shoes. During that break between events, athletes changed their entire kit, including their boots, suits, and skis. This time is also vital for support crews who work feverishly to apply the perfect wax for the cross-country skis based on the exact snow temperatures of that afternoon. So while it is one combined event, it's also a tale of two skis. Now, I hope you enjoyed learning a bit about Nordic combined with me today, and be sure to tune in every weekday for even more fun facts. Fun Facts Daily is an Airwave Media podcast. It was written, recorded, mixed, and edited by me, Kyle Wood. Thanks for sharing a part of your day with me. Be sure to follow Fun Facts Daily on your favorite podcast app so you can keep the good stuff coming your way every day. And if you like the show, please do me a favor and leave a kind rating, review, or just tell your friends about it.